the Fire Eater. I have grand plans for these. I got this treasure hunt from a friend of mine a few months ago. I never found one at all. I like the casting. I have a super in my collection. Trouble is, they always seem to have a plastic base. So, along comes this plastic piece of junk, but has a metal base. This is the color shifters that they just came out with, this new batch of color shifters at almost $4 a pop for a plastic body that changes colors when you put water on it. Who fucking cares? What I want is the metal base. I want to put the metal base onto that one. I'm going to put the metal base onto this one because I like this one better. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the plastic body. I don't know. Maybe I will submerge it in water, see what happens. I just don't care. It's not collectible in the least. Neither really are. This is just a dollar car that somebody found. However, I think it'll be pretty cool if I put a metal base on this white treasure hunt. Possibly not using the wheels on either of these. I don't know. I'm contemplating Real Riders, possibly maybe a set of Neos. I love Redline Neos. Don't know. Or maybe if I have two of these Real Riders in the same size. Come on, camera, focus. Anyway, not really sure. So, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, I get to drill it apart. Looks like it's only got one rivet, which is nice. It's a rivet tab configuration, which means the headlights and the little special fire light thing on the front there are part of the base casting, which is nice. So, away we go. Oh, yay! Got it taken apart, and look, I was just touching it with my nitrile gloves and started changing the color on this thing, which is weird. I guess my sweat was sort of changing it. See a little fingerprint right there? Slowly starting to disappear. So interesting. This might be a fun little body to do something with later on. Let's see. This has the black interior and the black back on it, which might be nicer than this gray thing. So forget that. They both seem to have the same glass color. Sort of the same. This one's a little bit more golden, so I think I'll use it over the green that's in there. And then the coveted metal base. By the way, drilling apart this really took no more than about 30 seconds, of course, being plastic, which is nice. So that's the progress so far. Come on, get on the body, get on the body. Didn't it look great? Didn't it look great? That'll look really good, won't it? Yeah. All right. Let me stop fooling around and get back. All right. The treasure hunt has been taken apart. Very nice. Very, very nice. Still going to use the black interior on this. Try to get that going there. Lose the plastic base, and let's take a look at the metal base. Do they fit? Do they fit? Will it fit? Who knows? That's the big thing. Got to see if it'll fit. Well, let's try this out first. I've never done this on camera, so who knows if this really will fit. Should. One would think. One would think this crap would fit together. Ah, yes, that's how it fits. Wow, that's kind of a tight. Kind of tight. Wonder why that is. Wonder why that is. Does the cheap-ass plastic thing? Yeah, the cheap-ass plastic one fits on there. Yeah, the cheap-ass plastic one, of course, fits on. Ah, I must be doing something wrong. So, I'll come back. So it turns out that the bumper casting is a little bit longer right there on the metal base than it is on the plastic base. And that's what seems to be holding this back, because this is back just a millimicrobe, as an old friend of mine would say. Just a millimicrobe right there. So we shall take a file to this and see what we can do. Alright, we seem to have a tight fit here with this, somewhat. Much better fit, I should say. It's a little wobbly here. Let me get this right like that. Yeah, a little wobbly, but that's okay because we seem to have a tight fit, which is nice. So, one thing I can do, tilt the camera up a little bit more. So much for editing. Let's put, what did I say? I was going to put this glass in here. The glass from the, whoops. Put the glass in there from the color shifter with the interior from the treasure hunt, and then the base from the color shifter, which just kind of doesn't want to fit. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. So what's the deal here now? What do we have going on here? Doesn't seem to want to go in there. So now let's try to figure out what in hell is going on with this now. Let's see. Ah, the top piece right here. This, right there. That seems to, this part here seems to not be on the treasure hunt. It's cut down, so I have more filing and cutting to do. Well, such is life. And then there's the whole, this is taking way too much fucking time for such a, what should have been a fairly simple switch over. So fuck it. Here's the gray. We'll go with the color changer. Go with the color changer interior. We'll go with the gray. You know what I could do? I could spray paint that. I could spray paint that gray black. I could do that. That'd be easy. That'd certainly make it easy. But here we have the almost metal-based, almost finished metal-based Fire Eater, as it should be. As all die-casts should be. All die-casts should have metal bases, but I'm not in charge. So, alright, before I continue on, I discovered something else with this, which really doesn't matter all that much. The glass is a little different, just a little bit. We have the treasure hunt glass. That's the front windshield. There's a light bar, and there's the rear, which doesn't seem to have any effect on anything. Then there's the one from the color shifter, which seems to have two separate little square panels that protrude out. Both fit just fine in this. This one fits a little bit tighter, so I may just stick with this one. I don't know. I don't know about the colors. This one seems to be sort of a golden shower drug test yellow, and this one seems to be a much nicer amber look to it. We'll see. I don't really care. It doesn't really matter all that much, but just thought I'd make a point of showing off that, pointing out that difference there. Pointing out that difference. What I'm doing now is attempting to drill a smaller hole inside of here in order to tap this for a screw, which I have plenty of them. I'd like to bolt this together because I'm not sure if I want to go with Real Riders or Neos, and if I decide that I want to change them later on, then by God I will. And I can just simply unscrew it and do that. Or if I want to modify this interior here maybe, and so that it will fit this guy, then yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. You know, I can do that with a screw to base. Or if I really have the nuts up to swap the glass out or something, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't do a damn thing to it. I don't know. I like the option of doing it, and as you can see, I'm already committed. So I will continue on in my efforts. My interest level in this project is quickly waning. I'm tired of drilling this out. It's getting really old. It takes forever to do this, to try to tap it. I may just use my favorite old friend, JB Weld, and weld the damn thing together. But that requires me to commit to a type of wheel for this fire truck. We'll see. I'll give the drill a little bit more time. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, cheers. It's been a couple of weeks. Been a while since I had any interest in filming the rest of this, but needless to say, I finished it finally. Dave finishes a product finally. A project, I mean. Didn't turn out as good as I thought it would, but I'm still happy. Got the wheels on it, got the Neos on it, which I really like. It's got the metal base, and I even managed to get it screwed together. What I did, I started drilling it out and realized that my drill bit was not very sharp anymore, so I found another drill bit that I thought was the same size for the screws I wanted to use. I like to use these little 256 screws here. They're very handy in model train stuff. Use them to put couplers onto freight cars and various things. They're just very universal. And I've had success in the past with tapping out the rivet base, the little rivet piece there. Trouble was, the drill bit that I picked was too big, and I didn't realize it till after I was done. And boy, it dug in real nice and made a nice deep hole in there. What did I do? I did the old, take the screw, and I put some JB Weld right onto the threads. I mixed it up and spread it all around on the threads, and then took the screw and put it inside the hole there, torqued it down nice and good, and left it alone for at least 24 hours. And then backed it out, and it created threads in there. So there are some threads in there. It's the cheater's way out, but you know, at least if I decide later on that I really am not all that crazy about this particular job that I did, which as you can see is pretty sloppy, but you know, it's all for me. It's not for sale or anything like that. But anyway, if I decide I'm not real happy with it, I can find some other wheel sets, which I have plenty of, and do something else with it. But I thought it would look great with Neos. So, without further ado, I'll show you the rest of this. Let's see. We'll get this screw in place here, and make an attempt at putting it back together. There we go. Not easy when you have sausage-sized fingers like I do. Don't turn it in too tight because, you know, once again, it's just JB Weld. But as long as it's nice and, yeah, it's pretty firm. With this project, the bumper and the grill were a bit of a problem. The headlights and the bumper whole thing, because it seemed to have, let's see if I can show this off to you. You can't really, well, there you go. You see there's a little bit of a gap there. The metal base is a little different than the plastic base, like I'd said previously. It is a little bit different than the plastic base. It doesn't fit together exactly the way I would like it to. It doesn't fit as tight as I would like it to fit. And this, it does fit snugly once you get the screw all torqued in there. You know, it is a pretty good solid thing there. It is just, you know, it's a tab and rivet construction like they've done so many times in the past. I need to torque this in a little bit more. But it's usually a tighter fit than that. But anyway, this is for show. It's not really for anything else. Of course, if it was for show, I wouldn't have nicked the side of the window there. As you can see, that little nick right on it. But what are you going to do? It's just for me, you know. So there you have it, folks. The Fire Eater with a metal base, finally, after all these years.